More. What's happening? There's a watch list right there. Thank you for being in the stream. So, ACRS, UMA, OPTT, CAPR, BEDRRX, WTI, and Uber. Those are stocks I'm watching today, this morning. Hoping you guys are having a good day today. Yeah, Yuma yesterday was dropping a lot. That's kind of weird because there were a bunch of energy stocks yesterday that were dropping pretty badly, and well, the only one that we saw kind of going higher was kind of ECA. I think they have a small team, so I heard they have a small team, right? And because they have a small team and I have a lot of expenses, and yesterday with what happened, created a more um, demand from the company, and so everything that they were used to, they were producing went straight to the bottom line. That's what I was reading yesterday, and this is the reason why this company, ECA, was actually going higher yesterday because again, bottom line is very important. Top line, yeah, of course, top line is good. If you don't have a top line, you can't have a good bottom line, right? So, but top line is pretty much the sales that you have on a, let's just say it's a personal salary if you have a job, but the expenses that come in afterwards, they may eat all the salary, right? And so the bottom line is really what matters, not how much money you make, but how much money you're able to keep, even if you're an employee or a company, right? And so ECA, this stock, um, according to what I heard and what I was reading, everything that was added yesterday with problem that happened on Saudi Arabia, they knocked down 5% of the global reserves, right? And well, then this company had more demand, and all of that kind of stuff went to the bottom line of the company, which is the money, the actual gains that the company has. And so there's a reason why ECA went higher yesterday versus a lot of the oil and gas and energy sector stocks, including Yuma, that were dropping yesterday pretty huge. I'm watching a couple of levels here on ACRS. There's a couple of key levels that I'm pretty interested in on the daily. We have a pre-market high today of $2.32 We are trading a little bit lower than that. We're kind of like 50 cents away from there. Over 232, I'm interested in 250 and $3. 250 is pretty much a key level of resistance there that you can see on the daily chart. Over that, we have a next level of $3 on the range. If we're able to break that range, and the reason why this company is actually moving today is because it has some good news out. So if we're able to break the $3, and again, I'll be watching those little levels for possible scalps over 232 pre-market high. See if we can have a retest over there, and I'm gonna be watching the level 2 and time sales to see what the market action is right at the moment, and what the actually the Jesus Christ, I'm forgetting the words here. The price action right at that moment is because I want to see a retest of that level there and see exactly if we're going to be able to break to test the 250. With the 250, I'm interested for a test of the $3, and that's because that's the next level on the daily that we can see a nice range. If you're able to break over that, and then we have a nice pocket all the way to 250, from the $3 to 450, right? So 232, 250, $3 and 450 on ACRS. Those are the levels that I'm watching. If anybody has a question, please don't hesitate on writing it. And for all of you guys that are new on the stream, I appreciate you guys being here. Now I'm gonna be switching in the next minute to the chat, which again is because I can't go back and forth watching all of the commentaries on the YouTube chat box. And so we are going to be using the chat over the website, which is a free website anyway for anybody that wants to write any comments, any questions, any concerns, any suggestions. You can go there is traderscolony.com /chat/index. Again, this is no paid subscription stuff. This is a free website. And so you can go there, and if you want to write something there, you can write it over there. Any comments, any suggestions, any complaints, even if you have any. I appreciate anything that you want to write. I'm going to be switching back to my scanners and my trading platform on my main screen, which is where I have the YouTube chat box. And this is the reason why I cannot, probably will not be able to see exactly everything. If you're writing on the YouTube chat box, I can't really see it because I'm going to be focusing on my trading. Now I'm going to be a live commentary here, but if you guys don't mind, and I apologize for maybe bothering you with this, but I just can't pay attention to the YouTube chat box and everything because I have several computers and I can run the chat and the questions. I can read them from the other computer instead of focusing back and forth, which is a little bit difficult. So if you don't mind going to maybe traderscolony.com /chat/index, you can write anything that you want, any questions, any comments, any complaints, any suggestions, anything at all. And I appreciate you guys being here. So I already switched off to the chat on Traders Colony. I'm running that from the other computer, and the monitor is on my right hand side. So I'm gonna be able to. I'm gonna be facing front as like the military people face front. I'm gonna be facing down on my main screens, which are the first four screens that I have right in front of me. And on my right hand side, I have another dedicated computer with another 32-inch that is running the social media, not YouTube, because YouTube I'm running through the trading computer, but Twitter, Facebook, the chat room on the website, everything else is done on that computer for blogging, writing, website. Everything else is dedicated. That the computer is dedicated for that specific stuff. So if you guys don't mind going there, it may be asking your questions there. I greatly appreciate it. If you think that's a little bit too difficult, I understand, and I apologize for the creating any kind of problems for you and maybe disturbing you with this. But anyway, just letting you guys know, pretty soon we'll be having a window on the website with the chat and also the chat box. It's there, and we're gonna live stream through the website too. 10 seconds away from the open, watching ACRS as the main thing. First candle on Yuma is just dropping drastically, watching the 50 simple moving average on ACRS. If it breaks the 50, I'm gonna probably go for a retest, and that's a 5 minute candle on a high. Let me see, 198 on the 50. If we can break the $2 with volume on ACRS, I'm gonna take a scalp for a possibility to a pre-market high retest. Oh, we just dropping now. That's too bad. Still gonna keep it on watch. Let's see stocks are gonna react today. Still watching DRRX, BE, WTI. Everything's dropping right now. OPTT, CAPR, ECA for follow through move. Yuma still follow through move today, although it dropped yesterday kind of weird and drastically, kind of dropping a lot. And today was picking up some steam on the pre market hours. Still watching that stock. ACRS with good news. I'm watching the $2 breakout, possible retest at 232, possible scalp over here, and over 232 to 53 and 450. And for all of you who has sent me an email, today I received a very nice email, I would say, from Casey. I don't know, Casey, if you're in the live stream now. But anyway, I want to thank you if in case you're here or you want to be watching it later on. And pretty much, well, he said that keep up the good work or the great work. That was his word. And I want to thank you for those comments because, to be honest with you, and I'm going to be honest with all of you guys here, sometimes I doubt myself a little bit in regards to that. I really have doubts on if I don't know if the content is really good enough, and I feel pretty messed up sometimes. You know, guys, this trading stuff is sometimes you go through roller coaster of emotions, and it can pretty much take a toll on you. So the other day, somebody wrote a couple of things to me, and it actually hit me pretty hard because it was pretty much a lot of bad comments and a lot of stuff that that person had an opinion on. And I, you know, kind of kept on thinking if maybe that was true or not. It kind of made me doubt myself a lot, to be honest. And I felt pretty messed up. And on top of all of that, particularly sometimes I doubt myself in regards to the content that I put out. Sometimes I really don't know if it's quality content, if it's really good enough or not. But I want to thank you, Casey, for the comment because it really means a lot. Really means a lot, especially because, again, you know, this sometimes trading, you go through a roller coaster of emotion. That's a pretty hard thing to do sometimes, you know, and the emotions can pretty much take a toll on you. And the fact that you took your time to write that email and send it over, um, you know, it means a lot to me. Again, means a lot to me. So I thank you for that. And you just wanted to say that and just jump back into the trading. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that comment. Really means a lot to me, though. I really means a lot to me. I'm telling you. And this person wrote this stuff, and I kept on thinking if he was right. You know, and I was just even yesterday I went out shopping and stuff, and I was shopping for a couple of things that I needed for the house, and And I just kept on thinking about this stuff, and I felt, the last um, couple of days for me have been pretty hard, since last weekend to even this morning. Emotionally, I've been going through a couple of things, meaning doubting myself in regards to a lot of stuff. Like if the content is good, I guess that comments kind of hit me pretty hard. And I had nothing bad going on, a good relationship in the house and everything else, but um, marriage and everything's going pretty well. The kids are healthy, everything's fine. It's just that I guess those comments, hit me pretty hard, and I don't know. Kept on thinking of maybe if that person was right, and I don't know. It's just stupid stuff, but it really kind of hit me right on the spot. But anyway, I'm switching back and watching SOLY here. SOLY jumping 5%, now dropping. Went from 14.30 all the way to 15.35 around there. Now coming right back up. I'm gonna watch a CRS on the secondary window because see, everything else is just dropping. Yuma coming right back up. But I want to watch SOLY here. I think we might have an opportunity here for a nice move. SOLY. Let's see here. I really don't know if we have any kind of news or anything else, but I seen the stock move pretty nice in the past, and so this is a former runner, what some people may call it, and I think we might end up having a pretty nice opportunity here. And there is a few levels to watch, and it's why. And the next one will be actually 1590, and we are printing 1510 right now, right? Let's see what the note is doing here. So why? And I'm gonna try to pop the market depths on SOLY. Try to see where all the buyers and sellers are sitting, trying to figure out which is the next level here. So far, we don't really have a lot of volume today on SOY, close to 100,000 shares traded today only, so it's not moving too quickly. I'm watching Uber, WTI, not working too well. Yuma is the one that's kind of trying to come right back up. $5.16. ACRS still dropping. GOGO having the first red day today. I think we're gonna take a stab on this short on GOGO. 125 shares traded today only, right out of the open. 8 minutes from the open. But I think I was waiting for the first red day on GOGO. Watching SOY 2 minutes. I'm switching back to the 1 minute time frame. Figure out here if we're gonna have a breakout of this trend. Let's see. Been watching Yuma since 8:20 today. 8:20 in the morning. As a matter of fact, when I saw it popping up, I thought that we were going to have a reversal day today. But it seems like it's not happening. Everything is dropping. BE, Uber, WTI, OPTT, Yuma, kind of holding on there. ACRS keeps on dropping, and CAPR. Now, Jesus Christ. Oh, ECA. Yeah. ECA. Let me just bring it right back because which one is going down? Wow, look at AWTI here. It's dropping pretty quick. Well, the thing is that oil and gas and all that kind of stuff, those companies, they moved yesterday. right? Because obviously, if you knock out the supply, 5% supply, this is one of the biggest refineries around the world, and we're holding 5%, right? So why is not doing much right now? Going to WTI. And so obviously, the price of the oil stocks are going to move higher because with more demand and less supply, well, you know what's going to happen. But today, that is being reversed because, okay, let me see here. I got a popper here. UYEG. Nah, forget it. It's reversing. Um, so oil stocks today are coming right back down because seems like they are going to reopen pretty soon, and they expect it not to be something so negative. Well, obviously, it wasn't a positive thing. But they're gonna go right back to work pretty soon. I'm gonna take Yuma out of here because I'm watching Yuma on other monitor. As a matter of fact, I've been watching Yuma since 8:20 in the morning today. I'm gonna add this one here, MMSI. I wanna be watching this one here for a possible entry. WTI printing a bear flag formation right here on that 1 minute candle. Let's see, could probably be a good short here on the $5.34. And oil and gas companies and all that kind of stuff reversing today. So I think it will be a good opportunity for shorts. MMCI, MMSI popping real quick here. MMSI, Merit Medical Healthcare Sector stock. Wow, look at that. Nice. Excellent. Look at that. Look at that. Excellent. Not a crazy amount of shares traded today. Only 100,000 shares traded today on MMSI, but moving pretty nicely. Moving very nicely on MMSI today. Excellent move here. With a couple of levels to watch on the daily here. Next level will be 3152. And do we have a 30 somewhere? No, 3152. So 3150 will be the area for me. 3150. Keeps on moving very nice. Little pullback. WTI keeps on dropping very fast though. Very fast. Good amount of money for the shorts today. But this is something that, if you really take a step back and you think about the opportunity and you think, for example, Because I was even talking to my father yesterday about this stuff. I say, listen, there was an attack on Saudi Arabia, and they knocked down 5% of the oil reserves in the whole world. Today, the oil stocks and all that kind of stuff, even the gas price is probably going to go roll up higher. And this is going to turn out to be a good opportunity, right? But unfortunately, I didn't really take a stab on any of those stocks on that sector, right? So I missed that opportunity. I really did miss it, right? And but today it's a different story. Today is a very different story because today as well, you see that all of these things are going to reverse, right? Gonna come right back down, and since the pre-market hours, this the price of the stocks on the oil and gas and energy sector stocks, they've been rolling over to lower prices today, and that's something to be expected. So if you're smart enough, you can make a lot of money just by the reaction of the overall market. I mean, obviously, I try to focus on stocks that actually got news and stuff like that. But when things like that happen, you can actually affect a whole sector, not only at one particular stock, but the whole sector is going to move. MSI keeps on the move here. MSI, look at the trend, holding on to that trend here, holding on to that trend. Go for a little bit of consultation here, possible break. What's the news on these things? Is see here, mm, MMSI. Oh wow, the price target on this thing was dropped from $58 to $40 by Piper Jeffries, but still the price is going higher, which is weird. If anybody likes the stream and keyword here, if again, if you like the stream, please give it a thumbs up. It's greatly appreciated. And thank you in advance for doing so if you would like to do that. Watching the stocks here, Uber dropping today, WTI having a little bit of little consolidation on the 2 minutes, watching the possible bear flag formation to resume the downtrend. I'm watching this stuff right here. Good size orders going through on WTI. A little bit of consolidation on MMSI. Uber keeps dropping as well. Okay, we have a little flag here and another trend is higher lows on this thing. And if you take it from here, let's just take it from here. Okay, let's see what it's gonna do because it has a little bit of consolidation. Should take this one out. It's not working anymore. Look at that. Right, so it's getting a little bit of resistance here. So let's see, just flagging. Just flagging. We have a little bit of consolidation here. Possible follow through move on MMSI. WTI having a second green candle in 5 minutes. Got to break down that small panel right there on a 1 minute time frame on MMSI. CISN still holding half. Swing trading this one, sold half last week on Friday. Breakout of 715, Tesla $8, sold half. Next level that I'll be looking for is $9, still holding half. And again, this is a swing trade. First red day with a hammer as of right now. I mean, with a hanging man on the daily chart on GOGO. Was waiting for this first red day on GOGO because it was actually retesting levels of resistance on the daily chart for a possible short here. I was looking for that red day for a possible short, maybe ride this wave to the downside a little bit on GOGO. So far, I have no trades in today. Could have made a couple of trades here and there. For example, on WTI. I'm watching it for a possible reversal on a possibility on the bear flag formation on the 5 minute time frame. So right now we're having a little reversal. I'm watching the 2 minute time frame on WTI. And again, the reason why I'm watching all this kind of stuff is because I have more monitors going on, not only the ones that I'm sharing with you on YouTube, guys. Just bringing that out, just in case you're wondering how I'm watching more stuff and you guys don't see it there. Putting LXRX over here. See what it does. It's popping up. Hope you guys can hear me well. Well, I think maybe yes, because you've been responding to what I've been saying. So I guess yes. I'm gonna take that as face value. I think yes. I think you guys have been hearing me well. Okay, possible reversal right here on WTI. Inverted hanging man on the 5 minutes here. Watching to see if we could come right back down over. Still dropping it. We have a doji on the ECA on the 5 minute time frame. Watching possible bear flag formation. See if we could get a little short here. One of these stocks that are moving right now. I haven't taken any trades, and I'm not rushing to take any anyway. But I'm just saying, if I get a good entry, I'll most definitely take a trade on WTI and also ECA. All right, thanks you for letting me know. I'm watching it, to be honest, Yuma. Let's put it right here because MMSI just gonna keep dropping here. Probably test of BUAP. Yeah, Yuma's currently back up. See, he's testing the 100. There's no clear entry now. It's pretty choppy here. I wouldn't take an entry on Yuma though. At least this is my opinion. I think Uber will be a lot easier to trade compared to Yuma. Big plunge in Uber. Huge plunge in Uber here. Let's see something here in Uber. So can we take a short here? Most definitely. Yesterday I took a good trade in Uber. Pretty good trade in Uber yesterday. The breakout of the flag, a 1 minute time frame flag formation. It was a bull flag, $34.25 breakout on Uber. It was a nice flag breakout. It wasn't a break of the flag. It was just that 1 minute candle on Uber had a high of exactly that area, 34.25, pardon me. So at the break of the high of that one candle, second red candle on the flag, we broke that high right there. Took a little stab and worked out very well. So that little flag here in Uber, consolidation a little bit here. I think we're gonna end up resuming. There's a small flag here. Pretty nice flag. Let's see here. I'm gonna watch it. I'd like to see some people hitting the bid. So for right now, it's not happening. See tilt rate popping up. Really not something to see. BCDA, AVXL. There's a breakdown on Uber. There's a low on this candle here. 33.81. 33.81. Holding on here. 33.81 low. Have that reversal. Holding on here. 33.82. Gotta break down 33.81 for continuation. There you go. There you go. Another small flag on the 1 minute and over. Watching at 33.65. Some people sitting here waiting for those levels to come down. 33.74. Holding on a little bit tight here. Holding on a little tight here. Doji. 5 minutes and over. 33.82. I'm watching these levels here. Small flag. Small pennant. We having here. We're printing a small pennant here. On the 1 minute time frame in Uber. You're watching BCDA. Let's see if it has any kind of follow through. We have a pretty huge gap. BCDA next level will be the 150 because it's a big gap in the daily. And we have the 50 sitting on 669 and the 100 sitting on 849. Pretty just new price target of $24 from Dawson James Securities. So it seems like it was a upgraded price target to 24 from what it is right now at $6. It's a huge difference. So let's see how we're gonna pick up some steam here or not. It does gonna come right back up again there, but we can see if you look at the daily chart, this stock it doesn't really have a lot of clean candles. Not a lot of volume to see. Oh my, they forget about it. I'm not gonna get involved in this stuff. Look at that drop on a 1 minute time frame there. This 32-cent drop in like 1 second. And look at the spread here. Ah, there's no way I'm gonna do that. Thanks, but I'll pass on that. I'll just pass on that one. See you guys later. Thanks for coming. Not gonna get involved with this. Okay, so we have a small pennant right here on Uber. Watching this pennant prints on the 1 minute time frame. See what it does here. Pretty much looks like an arrow there, like a little channel consolidation back here, and now a pennant formation here. Correct. I was pretty much looking for a breakdown here on the pennant. A little bit of consolidation just to resume the downtrend. See the low, this leg here, 33.73. So a couple of more cents to go. Got a lot of run here. If you get on these levels, yes. But the breakdown on the lows of this formation on the pennant here will give you the confirmation for the resuming of the trend. But there's some healthy stuff going on right now. This usually needs to happen to have a little bit of consolidation to kind of like it's like you have a pressure cooking pot, right? The pot to cook. I'm saying you need to cover the lid and let the steam get all kind of, I don't know, concentrate that steam inside, so that way they can just all of a sudden they can just blow, boom, right? And so that's what happens. You need to let it consolidate. This is that little bit of consolidation while that steam gets um, kind of thick, and then that cover, the lid, can just blow up. But usually, you will always see that this little bit of consolidation will end up giving you a follow through on the move. Oftentimes, you will see that it kind of breaks on the opposite direction. But when it does happen, sometimes it will just give you a short term move just to roll over and just continue, and the overall trend where it actually is coming from. Just resuming the same trend that he showed you that he had prior to having the consolidation on the, and probably a little bounce, or probably a little flush if for example if it's a long. Usually the overall trend persists, or um, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. The overall trend most of the time will hold, but you will see a little bit of consolidation. Oftentimes, sometimes it breaks on the opposite direction, but it will be a short term kind of spike, for example, here, and just resume the downtrend afterwards. So maybe if you're looking for a long, it will be a little bit of a, pull over, or roll over in a pullback, and a little bit of consolidation, and then just resume the uptrend again. Some people call it, it depends on how long it takes really to develop, but it could be a bull flag, bear flag, or bullish flag, or bearish flag, that type of stuff. But 33.73 low will be a level that will be key to break under for the confirmation on that breakdown and the follow through move. Watch. I will tell you to watch stocks that are having some kind of action. For example, I'm watching Uber now. This type of formations here are the type of stuff that I actually look at sometimes, right? For example, if you look back to WTI, because this is the thing, you see this type of formations here. It's not only, it depends on what time of the day you trade. Let me give you this thing here. Your strategy might end up, again, might, this is a keyword, end up switching depending on what time of the day you trade. This is very key. From 9:30 or let's say 9:15 when you 9 in the morning when you work in the market build up watch list, right? From 9 to let's say 10:30 in the morning. You know that's gonna stocks are gonna be flying high or flying low. And most of the time, because this is the first hour of the day that you're gonna have the most amount of volume, you need to have your strategy sets for that hour of the day. So when you're gonna jump into stock, you gotta know exactly why you want to jump into it and where are you willing to get out of. Because that time of the day, they're gonna have move higher or lower and faster because of the volume. Now, if 10:30 or 11 to noon, let's say, then there you have kind of like follow through moves with a lot of consolidation, this type of stuff. And looking at this type of formations will help you take those trades because while the stock consolidates at the breakout of the levels, it will have a pop or it will have a breakdown, meaning follow through on the overall move or it will just consolidate. But if you are able to see when the market is consolidating, look, if you notice here, we are probably going to resume the downtrend now here. We had a little bit of consolidation. Look at that right there, right? So if you're able to watch its consolidation levels right there and take a measure risk on those trades, you're able to profit. For example, you see it breaking down here, right? Look at 33.51. And we were looking at the low right back here, 33.73 for a confirmation, right? But you see the consolidation level right here from where it broke about 33.80, stopped dropping, went all the way down to 33.59. It's probably going to keep going down a little bit, micro bounce right here on the 1 minute. And if you notice right here, the volume is actually moving higher. But this will probably have a little bit of over consolidation right here, probably inside of this 1 minute candle, which is probably it has 10 seconds to close and then resume the downtrend again. It's just if you're able to recognize the patterns for follow through moves on stocks, sometimes you don't have to rush too much in taking those initial trades right out of the gates when maybe you cannot trade those really, really, really fast stocks. And you probably want to try to take the meat of the move and not just a little scalp. Maybe you have a overall idea where the trend is actually heading and you want to hold on to a little bit more. Like, let me just go back to WTI. It's just a matter of recognizing the thing here. Like, if you look at this thing here, let me show you something. We have right here, because I've been watching this stock like a hook. Um, this stock for the last few minutes. Actually, not the last few minutes. I've been watching this thing for some time already. You have this formation here. If you're able to recognize these patterns, and again, I had to do candles right here, tapping this high. If you're able to recognize these patterns here, even let's put it right here by not going to use the streams on those candles, right? Look at here. The overall trend is to the downside. You're able to recognize the patterns, break down, and you probably don't have to take those huge or fast moves at the beginning. But stocks that are actually moving and making a type of pattern will be the thing that I would tell you to watch, because that's what I do. I like to see the patterns forming and try to take trades at the breakouts or the breakdowns of those patterns for the follow through move. Sometimes you don't have to rush and take those opening trades right at 9:30 in the morning out of the gates, because those trades sometimes are a little hard to take. The risk is a lot higher, although they move faster. Yes, it's true, but the risk is higher too. So you can make more money, but you can burn your account faster at the same time. So again, depending on your strategy, if you want to grow your account with a little bit more measured risk, and you're able to see the stocks moving a little bit slower, so that will give you a little bit more time to react to one thing or the other. Being able to recognize the patterns is a very important thing. So for the stocks that are moving, you know, watching those patterns form in front of your eyes is really, really important. This is one of the things that I like to do, and this is the reason why I keep an eye on those stocks. I really try to do that. Come on now, give me the 1 minute. Okay. So that will be my advice. Watch stocks move. Like for example, if you're looking at Yuma has nothing going on. If you look at, for example, Uber will be something that has a trend today. It's trending. You can see it going in one direction, not going just sideways. And you can see a little bit of consolidation forming different patterns. A little flag here with a little bit of consolidation. Then it formed a little pennant right here, but it's still trending on the overall uh, trend that it started right out of the gates. Same thing with WTI. Same thing with probably let's see, what was that stock? ECA. ECA here, right? It's still trending, right? And even if you don't want to take the trade because you want to see the trend, it's good for you to watch the stocks that are actually trending in a direction, because you're able to see where the patterns are forming and what exactly happens, how the stocks that those candles print at those times, what the level two is doing at that time, what the time and sales is doing at that time. For example, right here we had a small bear flag formation, right there, and we have a little bit of consolidation here. There's a 2 minute time frame. Now if you can see it, the overall trend is going lower, right? We have a bear flag on the 2 minutes, but if you don't stop and try to see exactly how the stock is moving, to try to get familiar with the moves, you're not going to be able to trade them. It's the same thing as, for example, if you're going to a fight, you got to train before getting to the fight. Your training here will be being able to be familiar with the move of the stocks. Because even if you watch an ECA, if ECA, for example, if Uber has a pattern that you already saw in ECA, well, you're able to recognize the pattern because you already saw it. If WTI is doing one thing and then Apple is doing something, but you already saw that same kind of pattern in WTI, then you're able to trade Apple a little bit easier because you're already a little bit familiar with the pattern. So that's the thing. I like watching the market and stuff. Even if I'm not gonna take the trade or whatever, I just like to see what really the price action is doing. I like being familiar with the patterns. So that way, when I see them in front of my eyes, it's easier for me to trade them because I'm already familiar with them. It's like when you drive through a road every day and you know where the curve is coming. You know whether you have a sharp turn coming on to the left or to the right, or if it's a pothole someplace. You know what's coming because you're already familiar because you've been through that a couple of times. It's just a matter of stuff, right? If you take Well, that's a good thing though. Like it's not a bad thing to be able to recognize exactly what's going on. Again, the same thing that I'm telling you. If you're a doctor or you starting to be a doctor, you gotta be willing to go through a couple of years without being able to go through surgery, right? You know you're not gonna operate right away in the first patient that you see. You have to watch the patient. You have to see a couple of patients. You have to go through runs. It's just, it's this type of stuff that you gotta do. So you gotta be willing to spend time to be able to learn exactly what to do when the things present themselves, right? It's just that. You think about it. If you're gonna be a cop, they go through a training. They teach you how to treat people, how to react to certain things, how to prep for certain things, and you see them, in the corner watching for one thing or the other, but they know what they're watching for. They know what the behavior of the people is. They able to recognize patterns and stuff. Same thing with the military, with the intelligence agencies. They train to recognize things and they know exactly what they're looking for. So yes, it's a good idea. Yeah, you're watching the market. I got no trades in today. It's 10:30. Yeah. But just I don't know. Didn't take any trades this morning. I could have taken a couple of shorts, but I didn't take them. So I wasn't planning for shorts today. Since the stocks were moving in the opposite direction of my kind of preparation, I just decided that I was waiting for a couple of the stocks to move or probably follow through with some consolation. For example, here, look at this thing here on ECA. You see the overall trend, big drop from the open, right? We had a drop here of about what 25 cents probably. Let's see from here, right from the open. So yeah, dropped a quarter, right? This candle's on 5 minutes, all right? Then it had a little bit of consolidation. If you look at the trend here, it held, right? It held right here. And this is what it did. Again, there's a bear flag. Pole going down, the flag going sideways for a little bit of consolidation, right? And then resuming the downtrend here again. Roof. And so again, if you're able to recognize the patterns, right? You can actually trade accordingly with measured amount of risk, right? Bear flag, downtrend, pole. This is the pole here. Flag, sideways, consolidation, and then breaking down again, right? Resuming the downtrend. Right here is doing the same thing. But overall, the trend is bearish as of right now. It's just a matter of being able to be familiar with the patterns. But um, the only thing to help you get familiar with those patterns is watching the patterns itself. So you got to be willing to go through a lot of shots to see those things in front of your eyes and realize that, okay, this is what it's forming. This is what it's doing. This is what's probably going to do next. Because you already saw so many of them that you already have an idea. Okay, I've seen this thing happen before. For example, if you go out, you feel the wind is a little different. The wind has some sort of smell, a little bit different, and it's all cloudy outside, and you feel, it's not raining, but it seems like it might rain. Although this thing says, the weather channel or your phone app or whatever says, oh, it's not going to rain, but you kind of feel in the weather outside, the temperature is giving you something, an idea that it might really rain, because hey, it might rain. I can feel the wind. It's different. It smells different. It feels a little different. I see all the clouds are out, and so it's just, being able to recognize these things happening in your eyes. I have something that I'm working on right now with all of the patterns and everything. As a matter of fact, I have about 50 hours of recordings. Uh, yeah, like 50 hours. That's a lot, I know, but about 50 hours of recordings of patterns, and I don't record BS. I don't, like, I record stuff that is really happening, not BS stuff, no action, sideways stuff. No, I don't do that. I record only things that are forming, like good stuff. Um, and so I have a lot of stuff like that. I have a lot of images. I do have a lot of stuff. Yes, it's just in my computer, and I'm putting everything together as of right now. I'm not ready to take it out there yet, like on YouTube or something like that. Um, but I'm putting all of that together, all of that stuff together. Yes, I've been working on that for a couple of months already, and I'm thinking that pretty soon might be ready. But I don't have it ready yet. I want to make sure that I do something, kind of something okay, right? But yes, I do have a lot of stuff. But yes, I can. Again, the only thing that will be helpful to recognize the patterns will be looking at a lot of shots. But yes, for example, if you look at a lot of shots that have already formed, okay, and you see what they look like after they formed, and then you see price action forming, you could go back and say in a couple of days, hey, this is what's going on. Okay, I think we're gonna have a breakdown here at this low. 518 again, pull back right here. So the overall trend going down, micro bounce, and coming right down right here, holding on to $5.18. Probably see there is this level here, 518, very common on the lows of these candles. So this is a key level here that I would like to watch most definitely. This is the reason when you see this type of stuff happening in your eyes, and you just pay attention to them. Because if you see the patterns after they formed, while they moving in front of your eyes, you pay attention to exactly the key levels and what they're doing and what seems to be forming. Pretty soon you'll be able to recognize that kind of stuff. But in order for you to recognize what's forming, you need to see a lot of patterns already formed. It's like watching the before and after stuff. But yes, going back to the original question, yes, I do have a lot of stuff stored in my computers, and pretty soon I'll put that stuff out. It's just that I'm trying to put all of that stuff together. A lot of the recordings that I have do not really have audio. And although if you were just watching the market, the reality of it all is that you're not going to have any audio really anyway, because it's just the market moving, right? But I don't record stuff that makes no sense, like random stocks and moves. I record something that has value for me and a move that it was worth watching, so I can go back and then just rewatch, maybe because something was happening and level 2 there was a print on a big seller at some spot, and then from there something just flush down, or there was a key level resistance when this thing was dropping and pulling, or spiking, and this was happening and this type of formation would happen, and then this other thing happened. I record things with when something happened, I stored those recordings. If I'm recording something and nothing's really happening, I just erase the recordings right away. I don't waste my time recording stuff that actually have no value. Of it was a random move and nothing happened at the end, it will be something just kind of like a waste of time. So I just record stuff that have any kind of value uh, for me. Watching 518, watching 518, EMPH on the pop, slow mover, shooting star in the 5 minute time frame, close to 2458. You can see over breaking, ECA breaking under that 518. See what's gonna do here. Was watching 511. Yesterday 511 and 537 was a range yesterday. That's a good idea. Listen, everybody is different, and I'm gonna give you an example. Um, if you look at your hand, it's your hand. Let's just look at the right or the left, whichever one you want to look at. You have 5 fingers, and all of them are different, and all of them have different uses. So in the market, there are different traders, different strategies, different things with one trader might feel comfortable with, and other things. Everybody has a different strategy. You don't have to follow somebody else's strategy like to the teeth, right? You don't have to follow everything. You what you could do will be like measuring different strategies and extracting good things that will help you as an individual trader to develop your own strategy, something that works for you. And if you're able to read more high price stocks easier, because the reality is that most of the time they are easier to read, because it's just the range is not like one of those little floater stocks that move from $1 to 150 and then just plunge from them from there, and then it has nothing else to do, no follow through, nothing like that. That's the thing. With the higher price stocks, that's what you're gonna have a nice little bit of better range. They are a little bit pricier, but at the same time they are a little bit less risky, a little bit more predictable oftentimes because of the range, and they move a little bit slower as well. This is the reason why you find that it's easier for you to read them, because it's true. Those are things that they do have in common, those a little bit higher price stocks. But this is, if you feel comfortable with that, then it's actually a good thing. It's not a bad thing at all. And yeah, what you're thinking about, you put more capital on the side for you to be able to have a little more capital to trade is a good idea. You got to think about this stuff as a marathon, not a sprint. Remember, the market's been here a long time before you were born. And God knows how long it's going to be here for, right? And if you really want to see yourself doing this for a really long time, well, you got to prep for the things that you want to do, right? And so that's the thing. That's the thing. So yes, that's a good idea. And there's really not one size fits all in this kind of stuff. You gotta be willing to do the things that are better for you and that you get more comfortable with, right? Is really, remember, it's not the same thing as driving a car as driving a truck. And when I say a truck, I don't mean a pickup truck. I mean one of those trucks to move things like semi, or you know what I'm trying to say. Like, it's not the same. But if you're already familiar and you feel comfortable driving a truck, when you go back to driving a car, whenever time you need to, then it's going to be a lot easier for you. But you need to find things that will make you feel comfortable with your own strategy, with your own risk, because at the end of the day, nobody's gonna pull the trigger for you. You gotta measure the risk. You gotta deal with your emotions. You gotta deal with the account size. You gotta deal with the roller coaster. Should I do this or should I do that? I'm feeling good because I make $50 and feel bad because I lost $100. It's whatever. But it's you as an individual. Until you gotta make sure that you feel comfortable doing the things that you feel comfortable with. So that's a good idea. Yes. See, this is the reason why I don't try to focus only on, like, when I tell you, because this is what I know. Because I know. When I see stocks like penny stocks, I'm like, nah, thanks, I'll pass on that. Because I don't feel comfortable. That's not my cup of tea. I don't like trading those type of stuff. I do not enjoy trading those high risky stocks. I'm a little bit more conservative now. When I started, that was a little bit of a different story. But now, nowadays, I'm a little bit more conservative. And if I don't take any trades today, for example, today I haven't taken any trades, and I feel pretty okay about that, because tomorrow's another day. And although I haven't made any money, I haven't lose any money yet today. And I can come back tomorrow when maybe other stocks are gonna be moving, maybe something else is gonna happen, and it's still okay for me because I know the market's gonna be here tomorrow. So I don't have to rush and force any trades and stuff like that. Again, yes, it's true. I could have taken a trade short WTI at the open, or ECA, Uber when it was just dropping, or anything else. Because all of the stocks that I was watching today, everything was just dropping. And let me see. Let me look at the overall market because I haven't taken a look at the overall market today. I have no idea what. Oh my God! If you look at, for example, let me just give you this thing here, and most definitely, this is why. Look at the overall market today. Look at that. Like, what are you gonna do with this shoppiness, right? The shop. One, two, three, four, five. One, two, one, two. No follow through. No follow through. Just now is when at least we got three candles, three red candles. Another one that's still doji. But what are you gonna do with this stuff? Like, the market is just being today is not a what are you gonna do with this type of stuff? So the overall market, you see the overall market today. There's a reason why you see nothing that might end up being something that you will be expecting. And again, I was watching a couple of stocks, but nothing moved in the direction that I was planning for. And I had already an idea. This is what I'm gonna do if it gets here. But I don't like throwing punches all over the place. Like, I already had an idea. I already had a plan. If it does this, I'm gonna get in here. I'm gonna get out here. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. For example, CISN. Going back to a couple of days ago, I said low volume, whatever. But I'm gonna take a stab here. Although it's low volume, I'll take the trade. But it has to break 715. Okay, broke 715. I let it run, and around 722 I got in. I let it run a little bit over 715, but I was looking for a 715 breakout for a possibility to get all the way to 925. Actually 929. Pardon me. And then I said, well, I'm gonna be holding it to $8. $8, I'll take half out. And then let their half run, see if we can get to 9. I'm not gonna wait to 929. I'm gonna take it out at 9. And I already have a plan. But if things don't work in that way, then I said, well, it didn't work now. I'll come back and revisit later. But if you just throw punches to the air, like, for example, if you say, I'm gonna trade Uber over $30, but Uber doesn't trade over $30, it's plunging. Well, then if you see that it has a really, really nice downtrend, you might think, okay, it could be a good short. Great. Now, think about, when should I go in? I need to wait for a specific entry and then have an idea of where you're going to exit. Because the original idea is not working anymore. You say, I'm going to trade over this, but it's just going down. So I'm just going to short the stock just because it's going down? There's no way they can do trade that way. Are you going to long a stock just because it's moving up? Like, you need to know why you're doing stuff and why you're going to go in and where you're going to go out. Other than that, a boxer just don't throw punches just to get tired, because other than that, then the other boxer, when that boxer gets tired, the person on the other side of the transaction is going to punch you right in the face because they can see that you're already tired because you threw all the punches and you didn't hit nothing. So, it's just knowing exactly what you're doing. It's a good idea, though. I do it often. Most of the time. Now I took it out, but I always had a window dedicated for only the SPY. Nothing else. Only the SPY. Just watching the overall market to see if the market is just dropping like crazy or something's going on. But if you have a little window that you can dedicate someplace, like on a monitor, you can split the monitor in different places, even like in a trading platform like TC2000, Thinkorswim, or any other platform that you have. You can split your window, and you can split a window and give it a little corner, little tiny corner, and you can have it, that little corner is dedicated for that. That's how I had it. Now I don't have it like that no more, but I can do it because I have space for it. But in the last week or so, I took it out, and now I just go kind of like back and forth to see the overall market. Although I'm looking at something right now that I have a little space here that probably wouldn't bother me. And I think I that would be a good idea to probably put it there. Anyway, that's my idea though. That's just sharing these idea that I had on my head in regards to the question that you asked. The Goober went down to a low here. It had that pennant, right? And the trend resumed to 33.55 low. You know, it broke down overall, came right down here, then found a little bit of support. It's going uptrending now. If you look at the uptrend, right, it's somewhat healthy, I would say, because he has a lot more range than any other little stock. For example, from 33.55 low here, 34.07, and the high was 34.13, right? So it's like 60 cents on that bounce here. If it doesn't close over the view app, chances are we're gonna just roll over again. But if you notice here, you had a range of about 50, 60 cents range. So, and the moves are a little bit slower, which give you a little bit more time to react, right? And yeah, it's sometimes it's a little bit better to trade things like this. For example, look at Beyond Meat today. There's no way you can do nothing with it. Pinterest, for example. Let's see, Pinterest. A little spike here. Other than that, never mind about it. Lift. Let's see, lift. Downtrend, consolidation. Now bouncing a little bit. Which other stock can we just say? AMD, for example. Nothing in AMD. The problem is that most of the stocks with high beta are going to move with the overall market. You saw how the S&P 500 was trending, and this is the reason why this type of stuff is happening. You see, you got no clear entry, just shoppy, really, really shoppy. So it starts to shop up all over the place. And so there's no clear entries. Uber is the one that has a little bit better entry, right? But other than that, you really don't see a lot of stuff. Let's see what else. Move here. Looking at, yeah, it seems like nothing is really happening. Oh, gold. That's what moved. I was watching this thing from the morning, but and this sometimes it happens because gold stocks when the market is actually dropping, you will most definitely see this type of stuff happen. Gold stock tend to move up, and although this type of companies they move really kind of slow, but the trend are sometimes the trends are a little bit healthy, and they move a little bit slower. Yes, this is a daily stream. So when you see, for example, the overall market dropping, most definitely watching stocks, for example, this type of stuff, gold, you will always see moving higher because it's a form of hedge, right? You hedge the market when you're holding gold. So if you see the market dropping, and if you remember a couple of minutes ago, and this thing it's being moving again, it was a good opportunity yesterday, because of what happened with the crude oil, right? At the same time, today the overall market is dropping. You can see things like this, and when you have, for example, there's a lot of move on the overall market. You can see the VIX moving as well, pretty crazy. Let's see, right? And well, pretty much you see this, or you have, for example, UGAS, right? See UGAS. Uh, for example, if one is dropping, the other one is going to be moving lower. You got UGAS here, so DGAS. When one is dropping, the other one is moving higher. For example, D gas is moving up right here, right? And then you had a consolidation now plunging a little bit with a little flag here in the 5 minutes, right? Let's go back to the U gas, right? U gas, right? So U gas, you saw D gas moving higher at the open, but U gas is having a plunge, right? Pre-market and consolidation back here, moving higher, and the same flag that you saw here on D gas, it's just kind of like the opposite direction on this thing. So listen, there's no dumb question. There's no dumb questions. Don't worry about it. Just ask any kind of questions that you have. It's no issue at all. So you can ask any questions. No question is dumb. People that don't ask questions are, you know, exactly. You understand what I'm trying to say? Because if you don't know nothing, or if you don't know something, it's good for you to ask, because you're just asking because you want to learn something. Trust me, some people do though. Some people do. Like it's again going back to the same thing, different strategies, and you gotta be comfortable in knowing exactly what will happen. For example, I knew yesterday. It was my mistake. It was like then I was like shooting myself in the foot in the afternoon because I was like, this is so dumb. I knew that something happened on Saudi Arabia, that they knocked down 5% of the overall global reserve of oil. The oil is going higher. There's no other way around it. Although a lot of companies yesterday, including Yuma and others, moved lower. I don't know why, because they should have moved higher. Because again, price of oil was about 15% higher. Give me a sec. So, although the price of oil was up and it closed yesterday almost 15% higher, anybody would have known, hey, buy oil. And I saw ECA moving yesterday, and I didn't really think that it was going to be that way because the majority of the stocks, oil and gas, and the energy sector was moving lower. So I was like, I didn't see this happening. But the thing is that, again, going back to the same thing, ECA was supposedly a little bit different than the other ones because he had a small team, they didn't have a lot of expenses, and all the demand that they were getting yesterday from what really happened went straight to their bottom line, which means that they were going to have more profits. And this is the reason why that particular company was trending higher yesterday. I missed the opportunity. Yeah, it's okay. But when you see the stocks plunging, most definitely seek, if the overall market is plunging, seek gold stocks because you're gonna see them trending higher all the way. There's no thing around it. And when oil goes down, overall market is going up. It's always like that. Always like that. So when the overall market is actually trending, for example, and if you cannot short the SPY, you can buy the VIX because the VIX trends in the opposite direction of the SPY, right? So there's certain things that you can do, and it just depends on the type of strategy that you are willing to trade. Yes, it's right now it's flagging on the 5 minutes. It's a little bit more clear than the two. It looks a little bit kind of choppy here still, but the five is looking a lot better with this little flag formation here. I really don't know if I'm gonna take any trades today. Doesn't seem to be a good idea. It's already 11:08 anyway. If I didn't take a trade early morning, I'm not gonna do it now, close to midday. There's nothing going on anyway for me to trade, and I don't throw my punches like that. I'd rather live for another day. Correct. Spider will always, oh, the gold will always trend in the opposite direction of the overall market. Correct. When one is going up or the other one is going down. For example, U gas is going to trade exactly in the opposite direction as D gas, right? So you see U gas trending here, flagging to the upside. Okay, U gas. Look, U gas is flagging to the upside. We're gonna do D gas right now. D gas, right? Flagging to the downside. You see, exactly the same shot, just in the opposite direction. Just in the opposite directions. And these are ETNs, right? So it's exchange traded nodes. So, but still can buy them, sell them. Some people, like to do options and stuff like that on them, but you can still trade them without a problem. Gee, look at that bounce on WTI. I wasn't really expecting this thing. Looked a little bit like a kind of fishhook formation. A little bit if this thing would have happened right here, would have been a nice fish hook. Anyway, gonna let you guys go for today. I think I'm not gonna take any trades, so I'm gonna step away from the computer here for a second just to eat something and come back to finish doing what I'm doing with what I told you about. I still got in mind that I have to post and upload that video on the level two with the trade on MNK the other day that I have here. So I'll be doing that a little bit later. Um, and I will see you, God willing, today, 7 o'clock. So I'll see you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your day. Happy trading, and thank you for being here on the live stream. Keep an eye on WTI just if you want to, guys. It's testing the view app. Probably think how a retest of the area of here close to 550. See if it rolls over or if it's just going to keep uptrending. I don't know. I more for me, I think it probably will retest around the 550 and probably roll over from then, or at least have a little pullback around there. So anyway, guys, just take care. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for being here. No issue at all, guys. You guys take care. Enjoy the rest of your days, and see you guys later here.